I regret the day, I didn't smile every time I was on the pitch because it's such an unbelievable... What are you looking at there, Roy?
I never liked players who smile on the pitch. Too relaxed.
Football isn't fun, Roy.
No. You're there to win, remember.
You can win, but you can have a smile on your face.
No, not for me.
It's a place of work.
We joke about this relationship that Micah and John Stones have, this great affection between the two, which is lovely to see, but is he deserving?
I'm jealous. I thought there was only two of us in this relationship. His interview, he came across really well there, obviously. His stuff about Mickey probably needs to be drug tested for that stuff.
Who would you rather play for? Pep or Klopp?
Good question, Micah.
Yeah, how long have I got? I probably wouldn't want to play for any of them because that means I'd have to play for Liverpool or Man City, which wouldn't suit me.
It does affect players, certainly, when you're passing the ball quickly.
You actually say it affects players?
Well, I played midfield, Micah, and obviously things happen pretty quickly in there. It's just common sense. If you got the colour in the background, it does affect them, of course. Why do you think they've changed it?
You never want to lose to United, but I've got to give them credit because they were the better team.
But you were cocky before the game, Micah, weren't you?
I wasn't cocky. I was just...
You were, man.
When you've been on a 21-game run, you can be a little bit cocky.
It's Man United still coming to town. You
We'll
underestimated Man United.
see where you're at the end of the league, show. We'll come May. Let's see where you are. Let's see where City are. Look at the fall from grace. The Premier League, Champions League, and now he's moaning about banners.
I'm not moaning about it. Common sense.
Fall from grace.
Are you going to be banning fans turning up in home shirts next? What are you going to be doing?
I never thought for 1 second Man United would be getting anywhere, obviously, near Liverpool and Man City. Forget that. But I'm thinking, obviously, certainly be getting in the top four, staying in the race. At this rate, they're in no race. They're just drifting.
When Man United signed Pogba, it wasn't to be playing in the Europa League and to be trying to win the League Cup.
That's not his fault, is it?
Well, he's part of the problem. Well, he's out there playing. He's come for big money, big reputations. We're seeing the interviews. He's saying, I've come to win big trophies. Well, do it. Do it against Man City at home in the League Cup.
If you think Pogba is going to get Man United winning titles and challenging, you're in... I'm doubtful of you anyway, but you're confirming you're in cuckoo land.
But if you think Fred and McTominay and Matic in midfield will get Man United back to the heights of winning league titles, then you're living in cuckoo land.
Micah, you keep saying Micah, Pogba's talented. Yeah, but that's no good without desire, work rate. I've watched him close. The guy doesn't want to run. He doesn't. You got to run.
He runs for France, though.
I'm not interested in France. I don't watch the French games. Run about Man United, and your eyes don't lie to you. And this idea again, he wants to be loved. Loved. That's all I talk about.
It's different though. The players are different now. The players are different now. Come on, give me a hug, Roy. Come on.
Paul Pogba's a talented player, absolutely. There's no getting away from that. But I still feel he hasn't done enough at Man United.
Pogba's left Man United before, and Man United have survived. And if he leaves again, Manchester United will survive. Trust me.
Roy Keane wanted to leave.
I never wanted to leave.
He just wanted
Is that why you're not
he just wanted a bigger contract. He wanted a bigger contract.
Never went for a pay
You
rise
keep
in my
talking
life.
about money. You had the biggest contract at United, you did.
That's because I performed every week like that.
People now cares more about the stats than the performance.
What do you make of that, Roy? He's come out fighting.
Fighting? It was bizarre. A lot of nonsense there, wasn't it? Talking about a lot of stats. Just get on with being a footballer. And
The staff smiling, hugging, the players chatting with each other. Just get down the tunnel and cut that. I don't get it. Everyone wants to be pals with each other and be popular. You're playing for these clubs, particularly Man United, to win football matches, not to be mates with everybody.
There's nothing on being taken off and shaking your head for 10 seconds, but if you're walking off and one of your teammates is coming up and you're throwing your arms up in the air, that's disrespectful to your teammate and you're not about a leader.
You want to see that from your player. I'm not sure if I was just shaking my head.
If I was coming on and the player was coming up and he was shaking his head, almost disrespecting as if I'm coming off for you, you'd have a quiet word in the dressing room. And he's done it a number of times, so he's on about maturity and defending his teammates. Well, show respect to your teammates. So when you do have a bad game, don't be throwing your hands up in the air every 2 minutes.
Which is quite...
I always think it looks a lot worse than what really happened. And Gary Neville should be here, because it was Gary's fault. Gary was obviously getting bullied in the tunnel. And obviously I'm quite a placid guy, I really am, but if you cross that line with me, then I'll react to it. Just get on with it. Don't be such a baby and focus on the game today and produce against a brilliant Man City team. End of story. And if he does well, we praise him. If he doesn't, then he better be ready.
the players pick the team because you train all week and you play, and the manager eventually says, well, I have to play him. That was my mindset when I was playing for the club. Listen, squad rotation, all that is great, but don't be rotating me. I've got to play in the team because hopefully I can bring something to the team and chop and change some other lads, Gary and one or two others, but hey, leave me to it.
I was a stalwart at right back, I'll have you know.
You're the only right back at the club, to be fair. We were stuck here. We talk about Everton. They've beaten Spurs. Lots of teams beat Spurs. They beat West Brom, who were down to 10 men. They were fortunate with the handball, so let's not get too giddy about Everton either.
Have you ever got giddy about anything? You've got a bit giddy when he's...
Yeah, Liverpool, not Liverpool. I like Liverpool. I think they're outstanding. No doubt disappointed with the players' behaviour. I'm led to believe they were caught in a hotel room watching a league of their own. Strange enough, if you look at Liverpool, at the start of the season, you'll be going, listen, they've been sloppy against Leeds. OK, done well against Chelsea. Sloppy again tonight.
Did I hear it right that Mr. Keane said we had a sloppy performance tonight? No, only because I could hear you already. Did he say that?
Well, I think he said there were some aspects that were. Roy, would you like to say?
No, I think they gave up one or two opportunities, which they'll be disappointed with. But when you got your midfielders coming back, and I know Mount is more of an attacking player, he's got to put his foot, he's got to make a sacrifice. Tackle.
This is what you're talking about, Roy. Let's have a look.
Yeah, of course. Slide in, stick your foot in, look at Mount. He's done that. Look at him. Put your foot in.
There are no words for that. It's a rugby tackle. It's a rugby tackle.
There is a word, Jim. It's madness.
Yeah, here you go.
Madness. I want to be careful what I say about his defender. Listen, I've been on this road before with him.
What would he be thinking in that position to try and...
He wasn't thinking.
Win the ball, try and get there.
He wasn't. Well, he doesn't think. This lad doesn't think. It's just crazy what he's doing. Absolute crazy.
Is that not just over exuberance in the first minute? You've lost the ball.
No, it's stupidity. It's crazy. We obviously say it's a striker's tackle. What's he doing? What is going through his mind? He's like a car crash. But the lack of quality from both teams, I thought it was dreadful.
From Arsenal as well, you're saying?
Oh, Arsenal were even worse. I thought Arsenal, God help Arsenal going forward. I thought they were shocking, dreadful, no quality. They got a bit lucky at the end. Arsenal, my goodness. Kane and Son, you take them two out of that team. Spurs are an average Premiership team. And I'm being polite. Maybe that might be the best game for them to have next week. You know, a derby. Obviously, I know there's no supporters there. Going away, maybe less pressure, maybe than at home. But I still think Arsenal, they'll have enough to stay up, I think. I still think they'll be strong enough to stay in the division. So,
it's been a long day. I had to check you were joking there for a minute.
I think Spurs were better 2 or 3 years ago with the Trippiers and the Ericssons when Ali had the hunger. But this Spurs thing, Spurs are good on their day, like lots of teams. And Jamie makes the point there going, they've got a lot of international players. If you trap the ball now, you're going to play for your country. Everybody plays for their country. If you don't play for your country now, you are a bad player. So that doesn't guarantee anything.
That's not what I'm saying, Roy.
And they were trying to suffocate them, press them in, win the second ball, win the third ball. Surely you're prepped for that.
We're building Arsenal up to be some sort of... Arsenal lost to Leicester.
Yeah, but they won.
And they lost to... But you mentioned
you know what?
They lost. Did they lose to Leicester? Did they lose to Leicester?
They know why they lost.
That's the name of the game.
Mikel knows the reason why they lost.
Mikel has lost 3 games this season.
They missed their chances in the first half. Lacazette, right on the line.
How many league games have Arsenal lost this season?
Listen, but they've lost a few games, but they know why they've lost. They finished the game and
I know why they lost.
Yeah, but they finished the game and they're learning.
They won today 1-0 against a poor United team.
All
of a sudden, Arsenal, the new Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Do me a favour.
But I tell you what, Reguilon is as good a left back as there is in the country, so I think you've got that one wrong. I think he's a class player.
That's why Real Madrid let him go.
Not got any confidence.
Why do you think Real Madrid let him go?
So you're saying he's not? Does that matter? Oh, because Real Madrid let him go, that doesn't make him a good player.
Yeah, but how much did they let him go for?
How
much did they let him go for? It's not as if they paid 60, 70 million.
They might be able to buy him back, actually.
They bring Doherty in. Doherty's playing for Wolves, who are the last year have done well and they're expecting to compete. They sell him to Spurs for 15 million. Doherty. Does anyone really think Doherty's going to make Spurs a top 4 team?
No,
Doherty, really? Spurs haven't been great. I know obviously they're dependent on the counter-attack. Leicester have been the better team, but I look at Spurs again the last week and I'm going back, it's like Spurs in the old days. We're giving them lots of credit. Jose Mourinho's sorted them out. They've given a crazy goal away. They conceded late on against Liverpool, set play. They don't hang on against Crystal Palace. They're going back to the old Spursy way. I expect them to win today and I expect them to be in the top 7 or 8, but this idea that Spurs automatically should be in top 4, if you analyse the group of players they've got,
And people said, well, he's chopping and changing for a reason, because he can't trust them. They played West Ham last week. We're talking about Bale. Bale came on and made a difference. What did he do? He put a corner in. He's coming to do big things. He's coming to Spurs to get him in the top 4. He can't get in the starting 11 because, whatever we said, Mourinho's working with these players day in, day out. And your eyes don't lie to you. And we're talking about Dele Alli. We're sick of talking about Dele Alli. What do you think's going to happen with this kid? We're looking at his stats from 2 or 3 years ago. He's lost the hunger, he's lost the eye of the tiger. He's not going to get Tottenham back to the top 4. And we have the same conversations every week. We look at the goalkeeper. OK, he's a French international. Yeah, he's part of a brilliant international team. That doesn't mean to say he's brilliant. The full-backs, they've got about 3 right-backs at Spurs. You wouldn't touch any of them. I'm on about top 4. Spurs could turn on today and win 2 or 3-0, and afterwards we'll be all praising them. But this idea that the Spurs should automatically be top 4, and because Mourinho's a brilliant coach, Mourinho knows the game. He knows the game better than bloody all of us.